You are about to enter the world of Miracle. The story is wonderful, but it can get dark at times. Content warnings can be found in the episode description or in chat. But before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors for this game, without whom this just would not be possible. Our first sponsor is AlchemyRPG, an immersive new virtual tabletop experience specializing in theater of the mind, stunning visuals, and building worlds through exploration, roleplay, and combat. In fact, our game was recorded using Alchemy's native interface, so you'll have a front row seat to some of its great features. You can download Alchemy now at AlchemyRPG.com and make use of their incredible library, including content from Griffin Saddlebag, 1985 games, and content from our next sponsor, Hit Point Press. Big bads are on the loose. Foil the schemes of a gelatinous kingpin, tangle with a mischievous sea dragon, and face down world-ending threats. With over 25 fully fleshed out boss monsters and over 100 more monsters and magic items, Big Bads is a 2-volume collection of the biggest, baddest boss monsters in all of 5e, launching in March on Kickstarter. Sign up now to be notified when it launches in March at bigbads.com. Lastly, I'd like to thank Hero Forge for providing our players with the ability to create an array of digital character minis specifically for this game, using its massive library of 3D asset choices. A huge thank you to our sponsors, and now, enjoy the show. Last time on of Dawn and Dusk.
What could little old me do for the gods?
How long have you been talking to the gods now?
Well, brother, what do you think?
First of all, he says it's of no obligation, but when a god asks you to do something, I feel as if you're sort of obliged to do it, especially if it's the god you've been serving for however many blasted years.
As you look to Noctos, the Lord of Darkness, he looks right back at you and looks to the gate, and with a wave of his hand, the gate slowly opens. My king of shadow, Noctos, I have come to slay your foil. The wretched goddess Luma will be no more, and I will be your champion, my king, the Crimson Herald, your greatest warrior.
And you kind of see Mildred get this like anime glint in her glasses. Then the electricity and static electricity kind of starts to coalesce around her horns and like breathe lightning.
Sadness kind of washes over my eyes as I go into rage.
I am going to epic Mickey from behind this sickly green splash of paint and cast Acid Arrow.
Holding my sword aloft, I say, disappointing. And I stab it through the center and pull it close towards me and whisper in its ear, it'll be easier for you now. And pull it from its core and let the body drop, and I'll take a knee in front of you.
This divine tear, he holds up the crystal, is what unlocks the key to allowing a demigod to become a god again. I mean, I know I don't want to see it. Who would want to see their parents doing something like that? Noctos, from under his breath, says, Umbra? A quiet falls upon Heaven's Keep. A previously unknown daughter of the god of darkness and goddess of light appears. What will she want? Is she a threat? Welcome to Of Dawn and Dusk. Let's meet our players. Let's start with you, Jasmine.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, that bronze girl Bular, internet content creator extraordinaire. You can find me everywhere at that bronze girl. I'm playing Mildred Mulvihill, the hypochondriac dragonborn, whose proficiency with the natural arts is matched only by her riz.
You know what's funny is
Sure.
my fiance is a nurse, and she corrected me, I think, saying hypochondriac. I think it's hypochondriac, unless she was wrong. I don't know.
I think no. I think it is
You
that.
think it's hypo?
I think I
Oh,
just
I can
yeah.
rub this
I
in
have
your
him
face.
on my retainer and I think I just can't talk.
And
It's not what I
Persephone.
was trying to say.
Hi, I'm Persephone, aka Persephoros, and I play Holly Danes, aka Midnight, who is totally not my chance to play epic Mickey.
Christian, you're up.
Hi, I'm Christian Navarro. I'm an actor, a gamer, and I'll be playing Leontes Goldleaf, half-elf paladin, Johnny Stanton homebrew, Oath of the Executioner.
You're doing it proud. And then Luis Carrazzo.
I'm Luis Carrazzo, and I am playing Nerix of the Vatrai. I was gonna say an oath because I'm so used to playing a paladin, but he's not. He's a Path of the Ancestral Guardian barbarian, and he's big and buff and hairy.
But what's his favorite color?
Green.
Which Eminem would he be a diva about?
The new purple one?
The new purple one. Yeah.
What
let's
does the
do
new
that.
purple
I
one
didn't
look
know there
like?
was a
Never
new
mind,
purple one.
that's not
Is that something? I didn't even know. I'll go with the one that I didn't even know existed. Purple.
We return to the world of Miracle, and not quite within the mortal realm in which you guys are accustomed to living. We're actually in the outer plane, specifically within Heaven's Keep, the living space of the gods, Noctos and Luma. You are within the Heaven's Keep temple, near the altar, where Noctos was about to perform the induction ceremony on Luma, the goddess who just finished their rebirth cycle and is in a demigod form right now, is not in her goddess form until the induction ceremony is complete. It is not, Jasmine, stop rolling your eyes. It is not a sex thing.
There was a crystal rod, dude!
It's like a crystal shard. It's a shard.
Listen, even a crystal shard can still be phallic.
No, stop looking at your shelves. I just wanna know what's up there.
I mean, I could go. Let's see.
No. I'm continuing. Induction ceremony was interrupted by a voice of a young teenage girl saying, "This was her these are her parents, her father Noctos, her mother Luma." Noctos, under his breath, says the word Umbra. The teenage girl walks into the room, dark mist following her. You see her gray skin, dark eyes with a glint of red. Her gait is slow, confident, but twitchy, unpredictable movements. Her eyes dart to all the figures within the room, but mainly stay trained upon two gods. Noctos speaks up. "Umbra, where have you been?" She responds, "Man, this place isn't half bad. I wouldn't have minded being raised in here in a place like this." Luma steps forward to her cautiously. My daughter, we had no idea." "Hi, Mom. It's been a while since you've been a demigod, huh? Welcome to my life."
Are they neglectful parents or something?
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Can I insight
Insight? Yes.
check
Who are you insight checking?
Luma when she said we have no idea?
Yes, go for it.
19.
With a 19, you can tell Luma, you're trying to read a god here. This is not an easy feat. However, there's never seemed to be a more human moment within a goddess or demigoddess. She seems truly shocked and was not expecting, obviously has not seen Umbra in a long time and was not expecting to see her.
Oh yeah, can I try to read Umbra and see what her intentions are?
Can I also do that?
Let's do insight checks all around. Who do you guys want to read? Who are you focusing on?
Mine's a 19.
19 on Umbra?
Mm-hmm.
On Umbra seems very mad and confident. She seems to be in control of this situation.
So I rolled a 30.
30 on. Who are you reading?
I think Umbra.
Umbra. You can tell that this confidence does seem a little bit forced, but also rehearsed and prepared.
That's not good.
Is Nerix trying to read anybody? Is he trying to take in the whole situation?
He's just trying to take it in. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to awkwardly, in a Mildred way, interpose myself between the two, just to try to head off any confrontation. No, like kind of picking up that she's angry and also being the healthiest of our party members, I think, right now.
Absolutely.
So just kind of like sidle in the middle and try to.
Umbra was kind of stepping towards Luma, like somewhat threateningly, but not like actually brandishing any weapons or anything.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. So you didn't get to grow up here. You had to grow up down there with all of us. I can relate to that, sister. Amen.
Who is this?
My
Who are
name's
these people?
Mildred. To be clear, I'm not sure who we are to these people in the greater context of things. I think we're sort of chosen. Okay, well, you don't have to be rude.
No, just chosen by these. Noctos speaks up. Umbra, that is enough.
Do you not feel chosen, Umbra? Do you feel some type of way about
These?
I think we're getting in the middle of a delicate family affair.
I think we're supposed to. Because if I can read this right, and maybe I'm wrong, Umbra, it kind of seems like you would like if your mom remained a demigod, and as someone who lives down under, that's not really in my best interest. So if you're mad and you have a family squabble, I'm sure we can talk that through. But if you were to do something rash here, I'm sure we could all just really enjoy a de-escalation, you know?
It's actually hilarious that you think that her rising back to power is going to solve all your problems. I don't get it. No, sure. I mean, the sun will rise again, things will go back to normal, but is that really what you want?
I would like things not to get worse.
I would like I like the sun.
Your guys' standards seem so high. Anyway, that's not what I'm worried about right now.
I'm like looking over at the other two party members who are much beefier than me, like for help.
I shrug. I don't know what's going on here.
I haven't stopped staring.
I am going
at
to go
Umbra.
walk over next to Mildred and look at
Slap her.
Umbra. I'm not going to do that.
Umbra's
Cafe, go.
dark mist that has been kind of following her is now kind of snaking itself around the room, kind of tickling at your ankles, not really feeling it, but you feel like this kind of a little bit of a cold maybe as it passes you. It almost has a mind of its own and it's kind of snaking itself around the room.
So I'm going to take out my paint and just paint a fan to blow it away.
You paint a fan and the mist is trying to like push against it. It's kind of like equal power.
I'm going to use a divine sense good or evil.
Yeah. Okay. I believe that Celestial will ping on divine sense. You do see that Umbra it would be considered celestial.
So do you not want the sun to rise again? Is that...
Look, what I want is that. She points towards the altar, towards the crystal shard.
Oh, so
That divine
you
tier.
want to ascend to godhood in place of your mom.
You catch on quick, and with a lunge, she
Oh, God!
teleports. She teleports past you into the mist that has snaked around. It's snaked around the room, right next to the altar. She appears at the altar, grabs it near Noctos, who is completely shocked. She grabs the crystal, teleports away back towards the mist where she was in front of you, and lunging like in a runner's pose, stands there, fixed, held, motionless, straining. You can hear labored breathing coming from her. And Leo, you see behind you Noctos with his hand outstretched, holding her there.
I hop.
Seeing I'm not supposed to see.
My life just flashed before my eyes.
As I make eye contact with, or as I see Noctos holding her there, understanding that he's probably straining a great power, I'm gonna hop on top of Nimi and charge Umbra.
You're charging Umbra. As you are doing so, sword brandished.
Yeah.
Noctos calls out to you, "Wait!" and slowly walks
I'll hold
towards.
up on the stack.
Slowly walks towards Umbra. His hand still outstretched, still straining. Umbra, this is not the child that we knew. We did not know. We thought you were gone. We thought that you had died.
That all sounds
you
like
want-
it's a hint for neglectful parenting, to be honest.
He completely ignores Midnight's comments and is looking right at Umbra and says, "You come back home and you want to, what, slay your mother?" Umbra says, "No. I'm not going to sink to your level. You left me to die and I didn't. But I'm not going to do that to my mother. Instead, I'm just going to take my birthright once you let me go." Noctos walks out in front of her, still holding her, still straining with his open hand. "Why do you want to upset the balance that we have worked so hard to achieve? I don't want to have to do this." As his hand slowly closes into a fist, the muscles surrounding the crystal divine tear and the forearm muscles within Umbra slowly squeeze as the shard cracks a bit more and shatters outside of her hand. She exclaims in agony and anger as blood falls from her palm. Noctos releases his hand. "Umbra, we can figure this out." She looks towards him and starts walking back towards the entryway. "You're lucky I know where to get more of these." Teleports away, back towards the gate of Heaven's Keep, and teleports 3 more times and is out. She is gone.
Okay, well,
Do we follow? I asked Noctos.
Yes, but we need to figure things out. We need to work fast. Turns to Luma. "I made a judgment call. I thought she didn't know about the Lake of the Gods. It's obvious she does." It turns to you. "You need to go there and stop her. I cannot go. I cannot enter the Lake of the Gods as a god. I am forbidden from going. And I need you to chase her there."
what is it that we need to do when we get there? Stop her from what?
For a short time after the rebirth of a god, a divine solstice occurs. Once a millennia, it allows demigods to be inducted into godhood. And during this time, the Lake of the Gods opens, when a divine tear can be harvested there.
Why don't you want your daughter to ascend into godhood?
I only just learned that my daughter was still alive after seemingly dying in childbirth. but mere
Forgive me,
moments ago.
but you're a god. How did you not know that your daughter was alive?
Luna speaks up. It is obvious that we've been deceived in some way. This is not knowledge that we knew, and she was obviously protected by some means. Someone that we have made an enemy out of somehow. And we have no idea who. And
Got a
somehow
name
she
of
knows
enemies?
the location.
List.
I mean, there are plenty of people that hate the gods, but none that have succeeded with, doing something like this.
So you believe that she died during childbirth, and that someone found her, took her away, hid her from you, and now she wants to replace her mother?
That's what it seems. And now she's going to the Lake of the Gods through, I don't know how. Someone must be helping her in this. And there is only way to get one more divine tier. And if she ascends, and I won't.
And just for my own sort of edification, if you were to not ascend to your full god status, the sun would never come up again, right?
Nocto speaks up. It's complicated.
Would she become the sun instead?
We don't know. There used to be more gods than 2. And they have been erased from history. No one is old enough to have remembered it, or at least no mortals are. But there were several gods, but through grudges and familial infighting and a host of different reasons, they were killed before they were inducted, and the remaining gods had to take over their domain. Luma and I are the only remaining gods that are alive, and as the god of the darkness and goddess of the light, we collected and became the gods of every other domain.
Is that the only reason why other things that are purview of other gods haven't disappeared?
I mean, it has been through a huge amount of effort that we have allowed for this balance to have occurred, and I'm worried that some reckless force, as Umbra seems to have been utilizing, it will upset that balance. And as much as I want our daughter to join us in this pantheon, there must be a better way.
There is no way for there to be more than just the 2 gods. Umbra becoming a god will be at the expense of Luma maintaining her
Well,
god.
now that there's only one divine tier, we have asked Diomed after each rebirth to harvest a divine tier, and we've always had one in case of something going wrong, and I'm glad that we do, because otherwise we would not be able to induct Luma, and we need to get that one tier that we can harvest from the Lake of the Gods.
My
How are
lord.
these I apologize. Yes.
No, it's all right. Something occurred to me.
Hmm.
Diomed is as knowledgeable of this situation as you and Lady Luma.
Diomed has collected the tiers previously.
I don't believe in coincidences, and neither does my big brother. I think we should summon him here. He left before the battle took place, and perhaps he has more knowledge of this situation than he's let on. Did he
And
know where your
also-
daughter was? Did he have anything to do with the birth? Was he there? Was he present? Did he see?
Was he here before you were gods?
He was not here before we were gods, but he has been here for a long time, and he was here for Umbra's birth. And he was the one who told us that Umbra had died. We saw her dead body.
I would not trust the words of this man. It seems obviously he lied.
Was he the only one present when she was born besides you two?
Yes, and
Hmm.
Hmm.
we've trusted We've trusted him for millennia. I don't understand.
You've trusted... I'm sorry, he's not a god, is he?
I don't know. We don't know exactly what he is. He is basically one step below. He is a celestial. He is an angel. You as a mortal might know him as an angel. But he has been around for a very long time when there were other gods.
So you didn't create him?
We did not create him, no. He was born of need. There have been other servants of the gods, more mouthpieces.
You
He was not the
imagine
first.
that he would serve you for millennia without aspiring for a higher station in his own life. I think this might be an issue of someone feeling slighted.
If that is the case, then we have no time to lose. We need to get you to the Lake of the Gods, but I'm trying to figure it out. I do not know how to tell you to find somewhere that is built and meant to be unfindable.
Well, this servant of yours does know, don't they?
I mean, yes, and I know, and Luma knows. Luma speaks up. I'll go.
I wouldn't recommend
Oh, you
that, my lady.
go? I think why not?
She's in a weakened form right now. If Umbra attacks her, it might be...
But the best way to get the tier to her.
Yeah, she'll
would
be
be for her
right
to
there.
come.
I'll induct her myself. No offense, buddy. Not like that. I'll
Look, kind
not
of gives
like
you
that.
side eye.
don't side on me, please.
It
That's
sounds
really
a bit
No.
like it's like that, honestly.
Noctos speaks up and says, that is out of the equation. You are not leaving here. You are safest here. I cannot allow someone to threaten you like that. You have never been more vulnerable than you are now, Luma says, and there's no way for them to find the Lake of the Gods without my help. I need to do this. Diamond takes a step away. Luma will guide you there. He raises a hand, and from the side of the platform, along the way back towards the gate, you see a skiff arise, almost out of nothing. Through the fog, this skiff arises and has an oar, just floating in basically midair. She will show you how to get there, and you will defend her with your life. If it comes down to it, she will be able to communicate the induction ceremony and ritual to you. But recover the tier, that is the number one priority.
We've been weakened in this battle. It wasn't a cakewalk. We can't show up there at half strength and expect to protect a god.
Even a demigod against us would be impossible to surmount the way that we are now.
I'm not afraid.
You're uninjured.
I've got like a little bit of my arthritis is kicking up a little bit.
I heard
have
you
early
cough
onset
earlier
arthritis.
as well. Are you
Yeah.
okay?
No.
Arthritis.
I've got my pneumonia is back. I have a little bit of the bone disease. My sailor's rot is acting up. But other than that fight, I feel fine.
Did she say sailor's rot?
I
She
believe
did say sailor's
Yeah,
rot. Yes.
It's been a long
And
time since
pneumonia.
I've known someone have that. I thought it's been cured.
I thought that was
Noctis
decades.
speaks up. I am putting in effort that you cannot see right now to keep your realm from falling apart. I can offer you a small bit of respite, but there is no time to waste. He holds his hand over you, and you feel a small bit of warmth, a bit of breath catching up to you as you guys are able to take a short rest.
Okay.
Short rest.
Yeah. Sure.
And we can spend hit dice.
You can spend hit dice.
I recover my spells on a long
We're
rest.
still permanently down some hit dice until we take a long rest, right?
You
me
are
and
yeah.
Luis.
Yeah, while we're taking the short rest, who's still not topped off?
Oh, I am far from topped off.
I'm good.
I am not.
You're not? Okay.
I'm not hurt particularly, but I've been banged up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on you. So that's 5d8 plus 3.
Wow.
5.
It's a high level.
So you heal for 23 hit points. I just like pat you on the back, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I see some green around the ears. Have you been laying with women of the night?"
Only on Wednesdays.
Good
Yeah,
question.
Tell my brother.
That's.
Don't
You know
tell my
what?
brother.
Don't tell me
okay,
what.
I won't.
Nothing.
Hmm.
We're discussing nothing.
Yeah, that's yeah. Open your mouth. Yeah. We can get that kind of cleared up.
I see some plaque in there. It's a little bit built up.
You're gonna wanna avoid salt water, excessive amounts of sunlight, and drink 3 quarts of fresh water every 2 hours until it clears up.
You know what you're talking about.
I'll have you know, many famed adventurers come to me for my homeopathic and naturopathic remedies.
I'm not. I like women.
But like big medicine is just trying to sell you on these fake spells to heal you, but they heal the hit points, but they don't heal the root of the issue. Okay? And until you get that root of the issue done, you're just going to keep paying money on these health potions, and you're never going to feel better, because the wellness starts from the inside with real herbs and remedies from nature.
I'm trying to figure out if Jasmine heard that joke or not.
No, it's all right. I understand. I've been giving big medicine all of my money, and I should have been coming to see you.
Have you heard of green coffee bean extract?
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna give you guys some. You're gonna feel amazing. Okay.
Luma's in the boat already. Are we not going?
Yes.
Are we gonna go?
I'm ready.
I want to be a god again.
Okay, first, apparently when you go divine power, you don't learn patience. We don't want to die.
Have you
I don't
heard
either.
of green coffee bean extract midnight? 'Cause you
I
I
will
would like a
remind
green
you-
coffee bean extract.
That we will get there, but you're not a god right now, so...
Because I noticed midnight, you have some dark circles. I have some raspberry extract, can clear that right up, increases your humors. I have leeches as well. You
Which
might
one
have
of the
an
4
excess
humors?
Bile. You have a buildup of bile in your body, and that's
You know,
why that fight was very hard on you.
Honestly,
I
do feel
bloodlet
that.
3 times a day, and because of that, things
you
are pretty
use
bad right now. I'm not gonna
Scalpels
lie.
or leeches for that bloodletting? Also, I'm gonna like put a hand on you as I'm like listening to this, and I'm going to cast Enhance Ability, and I'm gonna give you advantage on Constitution checks because you look very sickly, and
I am a little sickly.
you get
bloodlet
advantage.
a lot. I don't think you know how much I bloodlet. It's a lot. I don't
Honestly,
have a lot of blood left in me.
you really need this, and you also gain 2d6 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
I'm also going to cast that at a 4th level, so I can give it to other people.
Noctis puts his hand on his forehead and says, I have not been paying close enough attention to my children on the mortal realm. I need to teach them better. I must go. And starts walking away. Keep my Luma safe.
Oh, she'll be fine, I'm sure. So everyone, Johnny, do you want me to roll for each individual one, or can I just give everyone the same?
Keep
Additional
everybody
temporary?
the same.
Okay. So I'm giving everyone 9 temporary hit points. Those go first when you get attacked. And you also have advantage on Constitution checks for the next hour until I lose concentration.
Wow.
I'm gonna go
Nice.
That
sit down
is-
in the boat.
Great.
I'm
Well,
following
midnight.
Mildred. I'm right behind Mildred, and I was taking notes on some of these, different extracts. And Nerix is sits down next to Mildred. I too have felt like I have some darkness around my eyes, and I've been trying to address this. And so, if there's any leeching, what do we have time for a bit of a procedure? I don't know. Like how
Luma stands in front of you and holds an oar out. Says, "Big guy, I think it's time for you to start rowing."
I would start like without even looking. I grab it and start rowing, not even knowing if people have if everyone's gotten in the canoe yet. But I'm continuing maintaining this eye contact and this like I am interested. You have a customer. I want this coffee and this raspberry and the leeches.
As you begin offering this homeopathic medicine to your new party members, you see the eclipse above you, the sign of the divine solstice, and Luma guides you through this impossibly thick fog. You have no understanding of where she's telling you to turn, what direction, how far to go, what timing, it's all just a thick fog around you. But Luma seems to know just inherently what direction to go to keep you from obstacles, to make sure that you're going in the right direction to go to the Lake of the Gods. You have some time to speak now with the rest of your party members. You have a little bit of time before you get there.
Okay. While I'm rowing and I'm looking back at especially Holly and Mildred, and especially Mildred and all of the different offerings that Mildred's capable of providing, I want to try something. I'm going to go into rage and conjure my ancestral guardians while looking at what I now think are the two figures that popped into my vision of my ancestors.
You summon your spirits, and the spirit that seemed to have emulated Midnight is not there anymore. But there is the Dragonborn spirit that is sitting down next to Mildred. You see her from behind, sitting next to this golden specter of her. And as you begin to focus, they seem to slowly converge on each other and almost kind of are overlaid on one another, this golden aura around Mildred. In doing so, Mildred, you're going to gain advantage on your next D20 roll.
Very exciting. I love it. I've marked it down. Do I see this? Do I see the spirit?
You do not.
Okay. So you're having this wonderful vision, but what I'm doing is I'm sitting next to Luma and asking her very awkwardly, so losing a kid, that must have been tough.
Yeah, it's
now you
been
find
so
out that
long.
kid's not lost.
Yeah, that pain is kind of just coming up all over again. I had already gone through the trauma once, and now it's kind of being brought back. And it's a great thing, it's a great thing. I love her, but man, she was
She hates you.
Yeah.
Can I have a piece of your hair?
Sorry?
Can I have your hair? To do a thing.
Ask...
Like I
Okay.
can't.
Oh, yeah.
I like do stuff. Cast
Can
spells.
I ask for what reason?
There's a spell, and I think that your hair would really help me if you gave it to me.
What do I get from this?
I'm gonna get you your tear.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Yeah. Just a little bit. I just got it done. You just pull it from her hair.
You hear a gasp. You hear a gasp from behind you as Leo sees this happen and cannot believe that she just grabbed a god's hair.
You seem to have very delicate sensibilities, Leo.
I just I've spent a lot of time worshipping these figures, and it seems that I'm the only
Do
one
you
who has
want
any
one,
real
Leo?
respect for them.
You want
No,
this one? I can take
absolutely
another
not.
one.
Thank you.
Is it yours to offer?
You should.
Oh,
Mm.
you're right. That was rude.
No,
I'm
it's
still not
it's
fully
okay.
convinced
It actually
that I'm not going
it's
mad.
it's already actually fully grown back, so you can have some if you like.
I would like some.
Like,
Brother?
Nerix, any other orders? Midnight.
Are we convinced that this is actually real now?
Now I am, and I'm like doing one of those finger puzzles with the hair between my hands.
I'll lean in. I imagine as the boat was sort of moving off, it was me and Midnight in the back, catching up, and so I think that I've and Nimi, and so I think Nimi is as big as she is, cuddled at my feet.
Mimi looks very cramped on this boat.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And she's at my feet, and I've taken the sword and I've been cleaning it and sharpening it. And I hear you say, I'm still not convinced I'm going mad. And I'll lean in. I won't intrude your space, but I'll just make it known that it's for you and I. And I'll say, Midnight. My name is Leontes Goldleaf. What is your name?
I was very much considering just calling you Sparkles, but
I like that.
I am Holly Danes.
Holly Danes. May I call you Holly?
All right, ahead.
Holly, one thing I've learned is the madness is in the living. All this, there's order to it in a strange way, isn't it?
I think that order is about to be massively disturbed.
Not if we can help it. And we should be able to help it.
The question is, should we? We don't know what Umbra's planning. But what I do know is that whatever this cycle is, it has destroyed a lot of people. A lot of people have died during this long winter. And while this one may have been losing their powers, that left one other god more concerned about his failing wife than the people that are suffering. So I don't know if I want this to be real. Because if I make the wrong choice, if any of us do, it will be a problem.
I've sent more than a few souls beyond our Earth, our realm, not really knowing if there was anything in the afterlife on the other side. I think it's refreshing to know that a god can die too. I'm not necessarily sure we should allow that to happen, but a little fear tends to motivate most people, I imagine. Same is true of gods. Maybe they'll be better, and we would have helped them for it.
I think that there's one thing that I know about anything that has power, whether human or god or otherwise. They have it long enough, they will abuse it. So I don't know if keeping the status quo here is the best choice that we have open to us.
Would you try to parlay with this betrayer?
To be fair, there's yet to be an actual betrayal. She attempted to steal the tear before. And instead of letting his daughter rise, Noctis destroyed it. Knowing that there's a spare that he could have given to her, he could have let her have that tear.
You saw her anger. Would you let something like that become a god?
I think that we have already. Multiple times.
We'll see. Gods won't die by this sword, but She might.
It depends on what she has to say. I am not convinced that any of this is good.
Neither am I. At any rate, it seems my big brother has a new friend, and I'll give you a wink.
Yeah, I'm like playing with the hair between my fingers, and I'm like transferring it to Nerix's fingers.
Oh.
And as I do, I'm like whispering, I'm like, hey, what do you think would happen if we took the tear and put it, like, if we inducted your brother with it? It might be weird for you to induct him, so maybe we could get someone else to induct him.
What do you mean, for my brother to become a god?
Or like something. And then this whole family squabble is kaput, and then we have someone that isn't like, because doesn't Noctis kind of give you the heebie-jeebies a little bit?
What are the heebie-jeebies?
When you feel something is off in your soul, you know?
Oh, yes. I had that right away. This is like, it starts off like right behind my belly button, and then it starts to crawl up, and then it like gets to the back of my neck, and then I lift up and I'll take your hand and I run your hand up to so that you can fully understand the trajectory of the heebie-jeebies as they follow from my belly button to the back of my neck.
You feel like
This
a
is
little
where
bit
they
of
live.
a static shock because I am a bronze dragon.
Mhm.
Oh wow, that's a lot of heaving and jeebing.
Right, and I felt it right away when we first
it's
transferred
so
here.
hot on this boat. It's
But
so hot on this boat.
it's pretty. I feel like this fog is actually pretty cold.
No, it's so hot
Luma
on
leans
this
back.
boat.
It actually feels like it's fairly cold.
I'm
I'm
dying over here, Luma. I'm
this
Woo!
new body of mine feels so odd, and it's all these new sensations. It's definitely cold.
I'm getting all kinds of sensations over here too. I feel you, Luma.
Yeah, me too. And with that, a question. I think, and I feel like Mildred and I are on the same page. As I like have the hair, like all the stuff like entwined around my fingers is like now just knotted up and all messed up. But really, Luma, it's just. Why would you? I still don't understand family. This family issue. I don't. Why would you stop your daughter from joining you? I know that you didn't know that she was there, and I know that you have reason to perceive this negativity, but that's your family. She belongs with you.
Not all family belongs with family, brother.
It's something I'm thinking about. It's hard for my priority to be directly against what my daughters will be, and I'm struggling with that.
I mean, you only just found out she's alive, correct?
I did.
But think of it this way. You've got the god of night. You got the god of light. What could be more balanced than your child together? Like, if anyone was going to withhold the balance, wouldn't it be Umbra? She's born of your union.
We named her Umbra as recognition of her communal power, this shadow that she creates as the combination of light and darkness. And it is a balance, but it's such a tenuous one that can go in a million different directions, and it's unsettling to think about what could happen to the world if that balance becomes upset.
It seems it already has.
And we would I mean, yes, the long winter is due to the fact that I was gone for a while. with my reinduction, that should change, but what else in the world needs fixing? I mean, so much.
The question is, would you actually lift a hand to fix it?
Or to just keep it the same.
She looks a little bit hurt. I and my husband have done everything we can, and maybe we could use a bit of help. But without another divine tier, it'll still just be two gods.
There was two of them. And rather than let your daughter ascend and then use the other tier to ascend you, your husband destroyed the other one.
He acted rashly.
I think he acted in his own self-interest.
Again, I must implore you all to remember the anger in her eyes. This shadow she is aptly named for is something that I've seen 1,000 times in the eyes of friends, in the eyes of foes, in the eyes of those who are supposed to love you but don't. That sort of anger is more corrupting than power. It's the kind that seeks power for its own good, to use on those who cannot defend against them, the power itself.
Yet she may believe that she was abandoned by these two gods.
She was, in a way.
Then is not her anger righteous in her own eyes?
We don't know each other well, but obviously he and I are related. We have different fathers.
We look very much alike, though, and usually people don't think that upon looking at us. They see all the resemblances.
He's got the abs and I'm better looking. It's neither here nor there, but I've spent a lifetime wanting to reach out to my father, wanting to know who he was, what he was, why he left, why he didn't come looking for me. And when I found him, and you notice that his emerald green eyes, they dark into that sort of moss green, deep green, almost black. Well, I know a thing or two about disappointing parents. I didn't murder them or steal their claim or try to usurp their throne. I found someone else who loves me, Big Brother, and I've attempted to work through it. She may be alone and in need of friends or family, but you cannot give someone like that power.
Yet can we give power to someone who has stood by for millennia and not really fixed anything? The long winter is one example, but there are many.
Midnight. Have you ever woken early and felt the rain on your skin as the world sleeps? Have you ever seen a sunrise after a long battle or a particularly dangerous day?
I have. I've also seen people suffer, starve, while people in power ignore them. I have seen countless deaths. Those are just as affecting to me.
What gives meaning to life, if not death?
Leo,
Brother?
I know what you're doing. You're justifying your own suffering. And you don't have to. Your suffering at the hands of your father didn't have to happen. And you don't require that suffering in order to be able to appreciate the joys of living. You don't have to put this on you.
I serve at the leisure of my God, and he requires work be done.
I'll turn to Holly, and if Holly's within my reach as I'm rowing, just kind of put a hand on Holly's shoulder and give you a squeeze. Thank you. I've tried to speak to him the sense that you are trying to right now, and it doesn't work.
He is welcome to his own thoughts on the matter. But this interplay of gods of the divine and mortal, there is a chance to change something. And maybe any change is better than what we've been suffering for millennia. But I'm not convinced either way. I don't have an easy answer.
Well, that's because sometimes there are no easy answers, and because sometimes there isn't a right solution. It's just about mitigating the damage that's done. Now, we obviously don't know what's going to happen if Umbra ascends to power, and I understand that the world is full of suffering, but that's suffering we know and suffering we can manage.
Yeah, it seems to me.
I've devoted my life to helping the less fortunate. I don't know what you guys do for a living, but that's what I do with my immense gifts. And, you know, the world has bad things in it, but it also has a lot of beauty. Helping sick children.
You are a healer,
And
correct? A physician of sorts?
I can do a lot of things. I just choose to use my abilities to heal since I've set aside the adventuring life.
So you heal. Which means
And maim.
you maim too. But it means that you treat a symptom of a problem.
Oh no, I treat the cause. Hurt people hurt people. And what is anger if not just another manifestation of a deeper emotion coming out in a toxic way?
I say in Orcish so that so that Big Brother can hear me. I think you should marry that one. Honestly, it's uncanny. The two of you, the hurt people line. It's something you say all the time. It's sickening.
I
Do I
swat you.
speak Orcish? I don't. I speak so many languages, but not Orcish.
I speak Dwarvish.
from your shoulder, Professor Humphreys kind of peeks out and say, "I got every word of it. Don't worry. I'll fill you in the
Thank you so much. Also, forgive me, I'm terribly rude. This is Professor Humphreys.
How do
That
you
thing's
do?
sentient.
Absolutely.
I touch it.
Are you sentient? Hey, easy.
Poke.
You
All right, I'm going back in my bag.
no, you're not allowed to pick up. I pull Professor out. Professor, we've
He's
talked
kind of
about
stroking
this.
against your hands.
You can't run away from people all the time. You need to interact with people that aren't me.
Don't love good people and new people. I am not good with them.
The only way to get better at something is by doing it and learning.
You know, I was reading something in there. I'd like to pretend.
You could read out loud to us.
It can read.
We do have time.
It can do more than read.
It.
And it's him.
I have one too.
Him, he. It's a he.
I know you're a wizard and you're fancy, but I have one too.
I want to see.
Okay.
Okay. And I snap, and like with a loud like explosion of fire over the water, a great sooty owl formed of soot comes flying out over the water and like sits on my
Living,
shoulder.
Look at that.
I tried
This is
to pet it.
Cooters.
What a pet it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, you can pet it. Yeah, it's
Oh.
like super friendly.
Your hand gets all ashy.
Is this
when
your
you feel it.
familiar?
Oh.
I don't like that word. It's a nasty word. But she's my friend.
She's beautiful.
Then
Thank
very
you.
similar to my professor.
If you ever get in trouble, she'll help you guys too. Just so you
Oh,
know.
we get in
Often.
trouble.
I bet you get in all kinds of trouble. You seem like you're the
I'm-
seem like
I-
you're the type.
I'm getting a
I don't
vibe
know
from them.
what
Are you
makes
getting
you-
a vibe from them?
I think they'll be sharing a
What
tent.
is
start
a
blushing.
vibe? Is a vibe that feeling you get when someone makes eye contact with you and you want to leap out of your skin and peel your teeth off? Because I am getting that vibe.
I understand that feeling. It starts behind.
Not
No,
again,
brother,
not again.
brother.
Moves up.
The orb says, I'm definitely getting this feeling. Yes, I'm fairly uncomfortable now. Can I please go back in my bag?
Do you have a
You
belly
may go
button?
back in your bag.
I'm gonna look for the belly button on the orb.
I have memory of having a belly button.
Memories.
Don't think too hard about that. Go back to reading. Go back. Yeah.
Okay. And he just enters the
Well,
bag.
I'm sorry, Midnight. This might be a difficult question to answer. I hope you answer honestly. That sentient orb, Professor Humphreys, is that right? Right. I heard memory. How exactly did it come to rest with you?
Midnight pauses and makes sure to put the bag on the other side of her. Normally I wouldn't speak of this, but we are in a somewhat unique situation. I did not name my orb, if it can even be considered mine. He's all that remains of an actual professor of mine. It's some sort of...
Heresy!
That is one way of putting it. Forbidden experiments of a sort.
And the grip around my sword tightens, and I Midnight.
Not of my own making.
No,
I
regardless,
assure you.
the dead belong dead, not floating somewhere in between.
I don't believe that Professor Humphreys is dead. Merely that his body is no longer human.
Ew! Sorry.
Has he been?
I'm trying
Has
not
he
to
been?
judge.
What's the word? Inducted? Has he been inducted?
I look at Luma and I'm like, that did not occur to me, but does that qualify as induct? Is that what you're doing?
He is definitely
Oh,
not
okay,
dead.
great.
No.
Just asking.
I'm gonna nudge Mildred after
Mhm.
Mildred's outburst. They're having a very personal, chit chat. Maybe we should keep our,
Oh. But
commentary.
imagine not having wouldn't that be
Pretty strange, yes, but maybe it might insult somebody.
I must ask all of you.
I have been told I am not the most charismatic, so you are correct. I should probably chill out.
Do not mention this to the professor. All of you.
I don't even want to talk to that thing now.
Don't be
so-
rude.
I'm just saying that sounds.
Are you saying?
I elbow a little, give
Sorry,
Mildred
sorry,
another
sorry.
little
Are you saying he doesn't know?
They seem nice.
Not completely. Every time he tries to remember, he shuts down. Which is why I put him away at the mention of remembering a belly button.
I'm sorry.
I thought he had a belly button phobia.
Don't
Everyone
be
has a belly
sorry.
button
He,
except for-
Even I have a belly button and I lay eggs. Explain
How
that.
would your children look, I wonder?
Huh?
You sound like my mom. I will have them when I'm ready, Leontes. I'm not that old yet. My eggs still
I'm sorry.
work. I have plenty of time. I have.
How
I'm
old
st-
are
I'm
you?
still
Because you
young.
do seem like a
My
grandmother.
eyes haven't even clouded over yet. Oh my god! Why is everyone asking me about kids
it's
all
a-
the time?
I apologize on behalf of my brother. He has breakfast is his favorite meal, and so eggs, of course,
Oh.
are going to make him,
Oh,
act out.
okay.
Luma speaks up and says, "You all seem like fairly young. You can't be older than, what, 700, 800 years old?"
I'm sorry,
Lu-
what?
Luma, you are not helping your case here.
I'm sorry. Am I getting my god years? It's just like it's nothing. I just was figuring that you guys have been around for that long.
Well,
You seem
Luma,
all so-
some of us don't have millennia before we can go ahead and get our induction on and have babies. Some of us have an unreasonable amount of time in which to have a career, buy a house, find someone, and have pups. And we don't get to do it over millennia and then forget that we had a kid. And induction, what is induction even? And is it even, it's not, anybody can do it. Leave me alone. I go and sit in the corner of the boat.
Did I cast enhance ability or enhance anxiety?
Good question.
Anyway.
I never really thought about having kids.
I'm definitely getting a vibe. I'm really picking up
You
on
have
the vibe.
plenty of time. Don't let people pressure you. You just hear this from the back of the boat.
I
With
just keep
that,
rowing.
the silence starts a little bit uncomfortably and then allows the kind of the fog to create a little bit of an ambiance for this long rowing trip to the Lake of the Gods.
Deanne, if you don't mind, as Mildred takes her seat sort of apart from everyone, and she's in her own feelings about this situation.
Yep.
And as the silence
Settles in.
begins to permeate, I'll shimmy over to her and say under my breath, our mother used to sing in the mornings and went a long ways to calm our souls, I would imagine. And I sing when I pray. Dreaming you are still alive, breathing the ocean calm. Maybe I will oversleep my alarm. Makes me feel better sometimes.
It made me feel better. That was lovely. It was really...
I'll teach
really...
you, perhaps when you're feeling anxious, you can
Yeah.
sing. My brother likes them. He doesn't sing himself, but he might enjoy you singing.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I've noticed that boys raised by their mothers are so soft and so special, and I hope you never lose that piece of you. And maybe your dad was a piece of shit, but I think you turned out perfectly because of it.
I have two sisters. They're not very nice. And I'll make eye contact.
Oh.
It'd be nice to have a third.
Oh.
Leo!
Brother?
Nerix turns around to look at his brother. Will you sing it again?
Shivering in a pile of leaves, the ocean calls to me. Maybe I will oversleep my alarm.
Thank you.
As
Always.
Leo serenades the four of you, Luma included, you all set into a little bit more of a comfortable ride, less tension. Nerix, you slowly row yourself with Luma's direction towards the direction in which she points you. After a bit, some of you feel like it is starting to get doze off in this thick fog. Midnight, you especially so. And you feel this powerful fatigue set into you. And before you notice, before you even realize, you are in a dark space. And you hear footsteps on almost like a hard surface, like marble. Quick, jerky, almost confident, as you see a vision of Umbra stand before you. You are you're an interesting one. I've done a little bit of research, and you're there's something about you.
To what do I owe the pleasure, Umbra?
I thought that there was some kind of connection, is an odd word to say, but there seemed to be a little bit of we seem to be like-minded folk. I think that I can find a bit of the same mindset. Do you feel that too?
The others of my new party, I suppose, seem much more optimistic about the deities than I do.
Well, what have these deities done? I mean, really, what have they done for them?
I'm more curious about what you plan on doing.
It's a fair question.
How would you be so different from your parents?
As I said, I did a little bit of research on you. The vigilante graffiti artist. I mean, it's pretty punk rock. My parents were deadbeats from the way that I was raised. They weren't around. And there are thousands of stories that are just like that from where you come from what I understand. You know it better than I do. And stories that are worse. People are being taken advantage of, stepped on, forgotten. And you do a lot for that. You help people in a very significant way, not just a symptom of the problem, but you take out the root. Taking out evil corporations, taking out corrupt government officials. I mean, you've done it all, and I want to take some of that off of your plate. I want to stop it at the root.
Do you
Yes,
know?
I do. I really do, because the people who perpetuate that evil they're such a small percentage of people. I really truly believe in the goodness of mortals, and that it is such a small percentage that causes that evil to be perpetuated, and they make life infinitely harder for the rest of you. And why not just shut that down?
Whew. I mean, I'm not there, but whew.
I hear what you're saying. But you clearly were listening to me earlier from your words. And you should also replay the other thing I said. That those in power corrupt and destroy. And I don't believe yet that you are any different. But you might be an alternative.
I mean, I will definitely be a change in the status quo. I can't promise that I can do all the things that my mother is capable of doing, but I can promise that I can do a whole lot for everyone, for the good people of society, for those who are beaten down, for those who suffer at the depths. I want to be a god to stop the evil things that happen to them. Let free will be a privilege that they have earned and that others might not have that privilege to make those evil choices.
I have a question for you.
I'm listening.
Why is it that 4 mortals are suddenly at the helm of deciding who becomes a god?
Sometimes you're born with greatness, sometimes it's thrust upon you. And you seem to be built for something more. I mean, I would want to take advantage of that. I want to use your skill. I want you to think about something. I might be walking into a situation in which I need someone on my side. The person that I've been working with might not be all that excited that I didn't come back with that divine tier.
Do you mean the so-called butler of the gods?
This butler shouldn't be underestimated. And I'm trying not to as well. So that's why I want a backup plan and would love to have you on my side.
Girl, you in danger.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna
Tell
say.
you what. I reserve judgment. If you and your parents insist on putting me between you and making me a mouthpiece of who gets to be a god or not, then I have every right to observe my options.
I trust you'll make the right choice.
We shall see.
And with a jolt of your boat hitting shore, you wake up. You find yourself hitting sand in front of a large, ancient stone structure. Luma takes a step out of the boat, turns to you all. This is the Gloom Threshold. This is the entrance to the Lake of the Gods. It's been a long time since I've been here, and I've never been inside.
Because you can't, or because you don't want to?
Gods can't enter, right?
Previously, I couldn't enter.
Neither one of them are always a god.
I made the choice before to not come and relied on people that I thought I could trust. And now that's obviously misplaced trust. But I've never been inside, so I don't know how to get in. But I know this is the entrance.
Can I walk up to it and give it an Arcana check and see if there's any sort of magical essence, divinity to it?
You find yourself between the two walls of the Gloom Threshold. Stone walls, red, just tower over you, and you see in front of you a massive stone doorway. And upon this doorway, you see the image of a sun and a moon etched into it, below 3 stars in an arch.
So I made that Arcana check and it was a 20. One of the other things I'm looking for, now knowing that there were more gods, is any faded etchings on this besides moon and sun.
With a 20, you can tell that there is no other etchings on this doorway.
Okay.
With an Arcana check, you can sense that the sun and the moon could be interacted with, and also on a door like this, there's often writing, but there's no writing to be seen.
And are they? There's a stone door. Is the sun on one side and the moon on the other? Are they on top of each other this way, or
The
Not
sun.
to the induction ceremony.
The sun is like in a 4 o'clock position, and the moon is at like a 10, 11 o'clock position.
Is Luma with us still?
1 o'clock.
Is
Luma's
Luma
there.
with us?
Yeah, Luma's there.
My lady, these dials seem to be set, or not set at the proper time or the proper angle here. Is there anything you can tell us about when this should be opened, or a time that is specific to these to the threshold being available to us?
I don't see it being time based. Time is very weird here in the Outer Planes, and the sun hasn't been moving since the Divine Solstice started. So I don't think that necessarily is the issue.
May I try something?
Go for it.
This is not going to work, but if I don't try it, and someone's going to yell at me in the comments, I want to walk over to the door, take out a small pot of paint, and then just paint over all of it with a new doorway with a handle.
What do you do?
Yeah.
See what happens. Trust me.
Luma
Maybe it won't
gasps
work.
as well. The paint slides almost like water off of a duck's back, straight off of the stone. It doesn't affect. It does not stick to the stone even.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
You almost effaced it.
Trust me, if that had worked, there would be no defacing. I'll put away the paint.
Okay.
I
Does anyone here speak Celestial?
I do.
I'm sorry, brother. What was it?
Well, I'm gonna go to the door, and there's.
Okay.
You described 3 stars in addition to the sun and the moon, right?
Yes, I'm going to send those to you right now.
I suppose we're going to have to solve this little puzzle instead of cheating.
So there's a sun and a moon and 3 stars. Just spitballing here. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam and see if the moonlight does anything.
With Moonbeam, where are you casting it? On the door?
Yeah.
Okay. The cylinder of light drops down from the eclipse. Like, what does that look like? Is it like pink? For some reason, I always think of Moonbeam as pink. What does it look like?
This is like silvery white. Like
Cool.
you know, like really comforting moonlight, like when you're hiking.
Awesome. This silvery white column just drops down right in front of the floor, and right in front of the door. And as it is kind of setting in this concentration spell, you can see writing start to appear above the threshold of the door.
What language?
For those of you who can speak it, you recognize that it is celestial.
I can speak it.
I can as well. But I don't say anything. I won't say
I
so.
can.
You said you can. So.
But I pretend I can.
I mean, I'm not saying it out. I'm not saying it out loud.
So-
But what does it say?
As we see from this enchantment I have cast, friends,
Mhm.
clearly this says, speak, friend, and gain entrance. Seen this many times before.
I think it says try finger butthole.
No one plays Dark Souls.
No, for those of you who speak Celestial, it is actually in chat right now, and I would like you to speak instead of me.
Behind these gates lies the key to unending life. Cast yourself upon this portal to breathe life anew.
This is basically what I
Born
said.
anew.
When you say these words, you feel this burning, like, energy within your chest that needs to be expelled in some way. It's building. What are you going to do?
yell, scream, this sort of death growl.
You scream into the ether "Ah!" and release this explosive ray of sun towards the door as you cast the Dawn spell, a 5th level spell. Just by speaking these words, you just couldn't hold it in any longer, towards the door. And this, you see like sizzling happening, like burning away like dust in like mold that had been built up. And as it finishes, you see the door still there, unchanged. Maybe a little bit of smoke rising from it.
I collapse. I've never done anything like that, and it's exhausting.
I come over because I kind of get the feeling. It's like a dragon breath if you think about it. And I'm like, it's like we're the sun and the moon. That's so cute. Are you okay?
And I'll put my hand on the pommel and stand back up. That was different. Someone tried to walk through the door.
That's magic, baby. You're channeling nature, and I'm telling you, it's because we bloodlet you a little bit. You have some of that green tea extract in you. That's what it does. It's activating your chakras, and now you're channeling nature and casting sun spells.
What's a chakra? And I'll hold my sword out and tap the stone and see if it's still corporeal or not as I'm saying
Ting, ting, ting. Still stone.
I'll touch it with my hand. Does my hand go through it at all? Or is it
just feels like
stone?
warm or stone now.
Now the question is, we had moonlight, we've had sunlight. Do we need starlight or shadow?
Probably shadow, right? There's 3 stars, 3 members of the family maybe, and they said the shadow is formed because of the interplay of light and dark.
This might be a bit of a stretch. This is probably seriously stretching. It's not going to work. I'm going to cast sleep on the door.
Okay. You cast sleep on the door. I mean, if anybody else is within the range of you for the sleep spell, they feel affected. I'm sure that it would not cause them to go to sleep.
I can choose who it targets, I think.
The door is unaffected.
Worth a shot.
Is there anything nearby? Like any creatures here?
There are some weeds popping out from below, like, you know, the connection of the hard-packed dirt floor and the tall stone wall. But there's nothing else within this passageway that opens out into this like shoreline.
Can I talk to the weeds?
Yeah, you can talk to the weeds, sure, if you want to cast that spell.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to the weeds. This looks really weird to all of you, by the way. This is some real druid shit. I just get down on both knees, and I'm almost a little patronizing by accident. Hey there, little guys. How's it going?
What's up?
Hey. So did you see this really angry preteen come through here?
Yeah, I saw her. What's it to you?
Saw her?
Yeah,
well,
what's up?
How'd she get through the door?
I don't know. There was a lot of yelling.
There was a
That's
lot
all
of
I know.
yelling.
A lot of
That's all
yelling.
you know. Lots of yelling. Okay. Do you remember any of the yelling, like specifically? Because if you do this, I will druidcraft some really cute flowers for you to spend time with.
I mean, that sounds real nice, but I don't think that I understood them because I've only ever understood words like 20 seconds ago. So
That's fair. And then when she was done shouting at the door, did the door open?
I think so. It's the only time I've seen that door open. Yeah.
Really?
Maybe one
It's the
other
only
time. One other time.
One other time.
It was like so long ago.
But it was a really long time ago.
Yeah, like 4 hours ago.
That's not that, buddy. That's not that long.
I don't know. I'm only like 3 days old.
Oh, really? 4 hours ago. So that's the head start that this person has. Okay. Well, this has been real. You keep doing your flower thing. You know, some people
Hell
would
yeah.
call you a weed. Personally, I think you're
Who
just
said I'm a weed? Show me.
the DM.
I'll get him one day. I'll get him one day.
But personally, I just think you're a plant doing your thing. And when other people call you a weed, that's their inability to control you.
They're just projecting, you know?
Yeah,
But that's an
projection.
issue within themselves.
Exactly. You're a good
All right.
dandelion. And I
It's been
tap
real.
him on the head and I walk away.
All right, have a good one.
Can I roll insight on the door?
I thought you were gonna say inside on the weeds.
No, I think Mildred's got that covered.
Yeah. How are you using insight to?
I am
insight on the words?
rereading the text, and
Mhm.
I'm trying to see if there's something, because when the words were said, the dawn spell is cast, but now I'm trying to see if there's something to the cast yourself upon this door, because that could mean a few different things, and I'm trying to gain some insight about that.
Cool. Let's say a disadvantage because you're not really reading in person. You're just trying to read a passage.
Okay. All right. That is a 24 with disadvantage.
With a 24, you can understand that it is definitely within this wording. There is some double meaning
Mhm.
that can be understood. You're unsure exactly where. Does anybody want to roll any other checks on this door right now?
I'm not going to roll the check. I just want to say in Orcish to my brother, I think she's quite lovely, but she might have a couple of screws loose.
Which one? Both?
Oh, I love you, big brother. Never mind.
As you're talking, I come over, I'm like, are we huddling? Is this a huddle?
Were you speaking with the flowers?
Yeah.
And did they talk back?
Yes. They said Umbra came here 4 hours before us and opened the door successfully.
Oh wait, they actually spoke to you?
The weeds did say that the door was opened twice, and that the other one was a long time ago. That the other one was 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can't talk to plants?
I thought you were batshit crazy, honestly, talking to the plant.
You can't do that?
No, of course I can't do that. I'm
You
a
can't
paladin,
talk
not...
to a flower?
No.
I don't believe any of us
I go
can
back
except for
over-
you.
I take the dandelion very carefully, like using druidcraft. I like uproot it and carefully preserve its like roots in like a little pouch. Tie it, and I come back and hand it to Leontes and say, "Here, so you can practice at home. 5 minutes a day, and you can learn a foreign language."
Does it like singing?
Mildred, you hear from the weed saying, "Is this the dude who called me a weed? Is this him? Let me
No,
at
this
him. Let me
isn't
get
him. This isn't him. This guy thinks you're beautiful.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
He's gonna sing to you, and you're gonna see the world. And in return, all you have to do is teach him how to speak our language.
I mean, I heard that. I did hear a couple buddies say that when someone sung to them, they could grow like big and strong. And if
Big and
somebody yelled at
strong?
them, if somebody yelled at them, they don't grow as well.
Really?
Yeah,
I think
some
you
of my
guys
boys
are gonna
said
be
that.
great friends then, because this guy's a great singer.
Does he like me? I mean,
He
isn't
does.
it
He likes singing, and you offered to sing to him. He says he's gonna grow big and strong because you can sing. But he also said this door was open twice. Once 4
Twice.
hours ago, and once, I believe, sooner. So I think Umbra is not the only person who came through here. There might be someone else waiting on the other side too.
Diomed?
And
Yeah.
he also
My guess
said
as
that
well.
he saw someone shouting at the door, and that's when the door opened. Kind of similar to what you did, Leontes, but it's... He
Wait,
said he
this-
couldn't understand the words because he's a plant. You can't blame him. He's doing his best.
Midnight?
May I try a thing?
Yeah.
So, as Mildred says, there was yelling involved. This is probably another stupid thing. And I hear that Umbra was yelling at the door, and I recast herself. I just walk up to the door and really, really loud just go, Holly!
You hear Holly, Holly, echo throughout the passageway, but no response. The weed, in its last couple moments of being able to talk to you, did say, "You know, let me be clear. I heard yelling, but it was actually yelling the first time, like a long time ago, when I saw this open. That's when I heard the yelling. Last time there was some like words spoken. I didn't know what it was, and I think that door opened too.
Oh, so we don't have to yell.
Huh.
Well, it says here, right? Like, what? Leon, have you mind helping me read
Sure,
this
it
caption
says-
again?
of
Does it
course.
say cast yourself upon the door?
It does. Cast yourself upon this portal to breathe life anew.
To breathe life anew. What if they're being literal? What if we have to like cast our mark or something upon the door?
Have we tried running into the door? Anyone thought of that? I'm gonna run into the
I
door.
love
I'm
barbarians.
gonna actually throw my body onto the door.
Oh,
How hard?
Full force.
Roll strength check.
Strength check. Okay. I think he means it. So. Oh man. 26.
26. Let's say I'm gonna say it's a D10 of damage. No, it's a D6. But it's definitely gonna be damage. That's 4 points of bludgeoning damage to you as you kind of walk away with your
Oh, no, I'm
nose
not raging.
bleeding a little bit.
Oh, that didn't work.
Yeah,
Or
the
did
stone
it?
door wasn't really affected by that.
Upon closer inspection of the door, though, and I see the moon and the sun and the stars, and I turn to my companions. Wait, have we decided that the moon and the sun are the two gods? And then I ask, Luma is with us, right?
Yes.
Is Umbra your only child?
Gods can only conceive so often, and yes, Umbra is our only attempt at having a child.
I don't know. It walks back to the room.
An honest attempt from our resident barbarian.
Wait, is there any space underneath the stone door?
Below the, let's roll an investigation check.
Oh, I'm not good at that. Okay.
Anybody can roll this if you like.
Sure. Might as well
I'm
help.
standing next to her. I'll help her, right? Yeah.
I'll give you the help action, actually.
Oh,
that work?
does that give me advantage?
Yes.
You don't need my help.
You had advantage already, actually.
Oh. Oh, they already had advantage on this roll.
Yeah, it's just for the one roll.
No help.
Actually, you know what? Let's make that inspiration. You get inspiration for having your ancient spirit, ancestral spirit, kind of merge with you. With a 19, you can see that there are more etchings, not etchings of any symbols, but almost as if there's some way for some of these etchings to move on this door. And there is space below the sun for possibly more words.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. I point that out. I'm like, okay, so these things can move. All right. And then we revealed one thing with moonlight. Maybe we need sunlight and we'll get the other part of the problem.
Wasn't that what happened to Leah? Leah, exactly? There was sunlight from that spell.
Yes, I thought I erupted with sunlight.
Can you do it again so we can see? Can we read it? Or did that not work? I don't know. I'm just pulling at straws.
There were no
here,
words that
guys.
appeared after the dawn spell was cast first.
How do we move these? I'm going to touch the moon, and I'm going to see if I can drag it.
How are you getting up there? Because it's about 10 feet off the ground, or let's say 15 feet off the ground. It's a gigantic door.
I'm gonna jump really high.
I turn into
Slap
a
it.
giant vulture and take him up.
Okay.
Oh.
Sweet.
My wild shape is used now. Yeah, you just see me like very seamlessly go poof, and then you see a big, ugly, bald vulture head, but it's kind of draconic in nature.
They
And then I
absolutely
just-
cannot have children. They cannot have children.
Fly up. I take you up there. I
don't
take
know. I
my
think you'll
big
be quite
bald
adorable.
head between your legs.
Whoa, nice.
This is disturbing, is it not, Midnight? It's quite disturbing.
I think they're still flirting.
I think
You
so
do
too.
Fly
They're
fly
definitely
Nerix
still flirting.
Yep.
up to the door and kind of like launch him because he can't really hover as a vulture. You kind of just like swing him around and then just kind of launch him at the door, and he just grapples on.
Yep.
And as you grapple onto the moon, you can see it starts to like sink down into a position where it is closer to the sun, but kind of more central in the door.
I'm remembering what we had seen for a moment. I think we need to make an eclipse, and I'm going to try to drag the moon towards the sun to try to create an eclipse.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
And I give you a salute.
The owl, the city owl Hooters, also gives a salute.
Yeah. It's just two birds just vibing.
Nice.
Baldy and Hooters. Got it.
All the dragonborn and all of Miracle.
Listen, the heart wants what the heart wants.
I suppose.
Nerix is now stuck up on the moon, on the door.
I'm still trying to drag it down. I'm just like, move more.
It doesn't seem to be moving anymore. Your body weight, it kind of just settled as from your body weight's pull.
Can you understand
Mildred,
me?
Would you pick him
Vulture.
up, please?
Yes.
I've almost got it.
I float back up, put my head between your legs again, and then carry you over to the sun.
As you release from the moon, the moon starts slowly shifting back into place.
Someone else get the sun. I'll hold on to the moon, and I'll try to just like grab it and then just dangle. Basically, I'm just gonna be hanging, waiting for someone to figure out how to move the sun.
I come over to the two of you and like look for a volunteer.
You're not doing that to me. Midnight.
I clack my beak. I look very disturbing.
If you can give me a running boost, I can climb it.
I put my head between your legs, Midnight, and I take you up.
This is very uncomfortable.
It's fun.
Okay, I'm going to like use the claws as sort of like a trapeze and just sort of like flip my way over to the moon and catch it with my hand.
Okay, so you're going to the moon as well.
No, sorry,
The
sun.
It's going to the sun. It won't affect you doing this because this is a puzzle. I don't think this should be affected by rolls, but I just want to see you do an acrobatics check to see how cool it is.
I figured. Yeah, I was expecting it. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nice.
You do a perfect double back tuck and land on the sun. And now you're hanging on the sun. Your body weight isn't pulling it any further down. You need to be able to push it towards the moon.
Okay.
You gonna ask me?
The most useless Nat 20.
Do it. Ask me.
I told you beforehand.
Mildred,
Puller.
please.
While you're holding on to the sun, I'm gonna just do my best to do it gently, kind of grab you like this, and then I'm just gonna try to flap and pull you up because I don't have hands, so I can, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Johnny,
With
as this
the
happens,
combined, yes.
as this is going, as they're moving into place, and I have this absolutely absurd image of my half-orcish brother, Midnight, and this vulture dragonborn hanging from a
Hanging
door.
off the side of this wall, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
a
gonna walk up.
bronze vulture.
Yes, I'm gonna turn and walk towards Luma, and say in Celestial, My apologies, my lady. I fear we may all die.
I just hope you know I understood that. Heard it.
I didn't understand it. I just heard gobbledygook.
The two of you are able to successfully push the sun toward the moon. It's settling behind the moon, creating an eclipse. As you all fall down off this wall, not taking any damage, but all kind of collapsing on top of each other, the vulture is able to fly away. The sun and moon have connected and have locked into place as an eclipse. And with that, revealed more words below.
For the world's wished... Sorry, been a while since I've read Celestial. For the world so wished for love, but all they received was pain. A respite is called for.
And with
Should I cast Sleep on the Door now?
As you release those words, you feel this cold within you and this darkness that you just want to expel towards the door.
I just sort of vomit it out.
As you vomit it out, this inky blackness kind of splatters toward the door and creating this darkness spell in front of it. The sphere, magical sphere of darkness is now in front of the door.
That did not taste good. All right, so we've gotten moonlight, dawn, and shadow, and an eclipse. What else could we possibly need?
I'm gonna just tap it with my sword. Does it seem still corporeal through that darkness?
Yeah, it's definitely still there.
Okay.
Quick question. So the texts that we see in alchemy, are those the things we've already seen?
Those are things you've already seen.
Are there? Can I
And they're staying there. They haven't gone away.
Did we check if the stars are movable? Everyone?
Do they look of similar structure to the moon and sun?
No check needed. They do not.
I'm gonna tap with my wing on the tear shape.
There's a tear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's covered by the player portraits in alchemy, but if you look on the other image, it's there. Yeah.
That's new.
I see.
I'm like doing a little dance, so you
Tears.
notice it.
Does anything happen when she taps it?
I'm still doing a little dance to see if anybody has
And it
some
also
bright
does not
ideas.
look movable.
Does anyone, without expending too much of your power, Midnight, would you be able to take a shot at one of those stars from down here?
Absolutely.
Perhaps contact of some sort might energize it magically.
It's worth a shot, but I do believe I have no idea if it's going to work, but I might as well.
Even just an arrow shooting at it. Maybe.
That is another nat 20.
Nice.
Damn. With a nat 20,
They're all going to be useless.
Is it a physical arrow or is it an arrow out of light?
It's an arrow of light from my magical crossbow, yes.
Okay. This bolt strikes into the stone, and while nothing else has been able to actually pierce this stone, this does. And this bolt kind of just hangs there before disintegrating into light.
The others, do the others.
Okay.
You hit both of them, neither seem to do anything.
Unfortunately, I don't believe this is going to work. This tier, does it look like it's completely carved out? Does it look like... Give me some details about this way this tier looks.
No, this tier looks reminiscent of the crystalline divine tier that was taken from the altar by Umbra. But it is not etched like the sun and moon are, where they actually end up being movable symbols. These look closer to the words, like they're just design.
Blood is powerful magic, I've been told. Perhaps if we seek the essence of life itself, we should give a little of our own life essence
But does it need to be the essence of the person that's going to be taking this tear on? And I'll look at Luma. If it needs to be blood at all.
Everybody roll and just intelligence checks for me.
Oh.
God forbid, this is not going to go well for me.
No, not me either.
I might be an artificer, but...
Oh, well, it's
No,
not
that's
bad.
actually pretty
17.
17.
Okay, really?
Falling off the table doesn't count.
Oh, god dang it. That was
What
an
was it?
18.
18?
That's
Hold on.
fine.
18, I'll take the 18.
It's
Jasmine.
okay, 18. I won't cry
13.
then.
I'm a vulture.
13. You have your stats.
Oh, it's an
Oh,
18
do
plus
I?
my intelligence.
Yeah,
so
as a
30,
wild
20.
shape, you get your
Yeah.
stats.
Okay.
You
30,
keep your
20.
My stats.
wisdom, intelligence, and charisma.
Oh, no. With my stats, it's just a 14 then. I'm not that smart.
Luis.
9.
Nerds. 9.
Yeah.
With the dirty 20, Sephi, Midnight turns back to the first text that you unveiled in Celestial. Behind these gates lies the key to unending life. That key seems to be the divine tear.
Mm-hmm.
That part seems self-evident. Cast yourself upon this portal to breathe life anew. The first half of that seems to be... There are a lot of different meanings of the word cast. A lot of different ways that you can cast.
Throw. Spell.
So that's kind of what's standing out to you.
Cast iron.
Cast iron?
Okay, stop. I was thinking like I don't know what I was thinking, like a handle or something.
I gotcha. Okay.
Like
yes.
making
But
like
the word cast is what is sticking out to you. The one that's the one that could probably mean the most different things.
cast. We've cast spells at it. We've cast ourselves at it.
I'm gonna cut my hand and wipe my blood along the diamond.
Let's say you take 1 point of damage. You cast your blood upon it, and that is not the key to it.
Can't
Does
you
anyone
also,
have
like,
any idea?
cast something like as a mold?
That's
Is
what I
there-
meant by like
Yeah.
cast. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the tier? Is it like a relief?
No, it is just an etch.
Okay.
It
it's
doesn't
just
seem like anything would fit there.
Wait, I'll turn to Midnight. You're a painter.
Me.
Maybe you paint us, or cast your image on the door. Maybe paint.
That is a possibility. I will take out my pigments and very quickly paint a full body portrait. Very
Just
rapidly. It
real-
only takes a
real
few
quick,
seconds. Just
full body
it's
portrait.
very fast. Fueled by magic.
The paint slides off as it did before, unable to stick.
Midnight. If I'm correct, it's only you and I who can read this celestial, and perhaps, well, certainly her. But you and I here. And her. Perhaps we read the passages at the same time, and we might be able to do something then.
Like the eclipse. Cast both spells at the same time.
Oh,
There are
you're
3,
very
though.
intelligent. I didn't think about that. Perhaps we need 3 people to.
My moonbeam is still going. It's a concentration spell.
Oh,
How long does that last?
Oh, it's a minute.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's done now.
okay.
Mildred, we may need you to cast Moonlight again. But let's try these 2 incantations
We'll read them at the same
first.
time. Yes, I'll read the first and you read the second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Behind
For the
these
world
gates
shall wish for
lies
love,
the key
but they
to
all they received
unending
was
light.
pain. A
Cast
respite is called
yourself upon
for.
this portal to breathe life anew.
Midnight, as you finish the statement first, this darkness exudes from you and settles itself in front of the door. Just before Leo sends out this beam of dawn light towards the door, a huge shadow is cast upon it. And slowly the door begins to creak open.
I clap my wings.
That's
As-
very cute.
You all were able
Teamwork.
to solve the gloom threshold door puzzle. You This Dawn actually needed to go for 3 full rounds to have all 3 stars light up. As it does so, you make your way into the doorway, into an unnatural darkness, and into a complete unknown. And that is where we will finish session 2 of Dawn and Dusk. I appreciate you guys. You guys did incredible. That was awesome.
I'm
that was
still
a really
a
fun
vulture.
You're still a vulture.
I didn't realize you were a bronze vulture, which is less creepy and more cute.
Yeah, no, I'm a
Well,
bronze
the
vulture.
first thing was the first thing you said was like a disgusting vulture.
Well, no, I am disgusting. Like, vultures' faces are really scaly so that they don't get infected blood on them when they're eating carcasses. So
Carcass.
it is like a scaly.
I've never known that. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You guys,
it's 'cause they don't have feathers.
I don't think we pulled enough attention to it. Christian and Luis have My Brother's Keeper Adventuring Company shirts on.
I do.
At least Christian does. I'm not sure if Luis does or not.
Oh, I do.
Yes,
Yeah, you
yes,
do.
I do.
Yeah.
So they're incredible for making this. And you guys are incredible for watching. You guys are incredible for playing. Thank you so much. We will be picking up a week from today, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, where you can find episode 3 of Dawn and Dusk. You guys are incredible. I cannot wait for this story to continue unfolding, and I can't wait to do it with all of you. So until next time, thank you all. I am Johnny Stanton at Johnny Stanton IV. Everybody else want to introduce yourself really quick?
I'm that bronze girl at that bronze girl.
I'm Christian Navarro, and you can search my name and find me.
I'm Persephorath. You can find me at Persephorath. Or on the corner.
And again, I've been booted off the corner because Sephi took my place. Luis Carrazzo, you can find me by just combining those names.
The show is produced by Dan Munoz. That One Fun. You can find him everywhere. And I hope to find you next week. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.